A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this particular session, I'm going to be talking about the karmic who was actually supposed to help the masculine forget the feminine and help him move on. But he realizes that she's reminding him of his mistakes more and more. And definitely she'll also take him towards reminding about what he did with feminine was also not correct, in the sense that she was a much better choice than the karmic. The role of the karmic is very important, and that's why sometimes in some cases it's kind of long lasting. And we are not saying, like, I'm not saying this to you that because of this channeling you should just stop doing whatever you're doing in life and you should again get into waiting energies. That's not the reason why we do this channeling. This specific one is to also remind you, because see, people who are doing spiritual inner work, they don't want to get into casual relationships or time pass relationships, or getting into relationships just because they're scared what's going to happen in my life, and like I should just be secure and I should just settle down and do what everybody else is doing. At least this is the good thing in feminine energy, because of the Kundalini awakening, because the chakras are slowly coming into place. Like for some people it's going to take time, for some people it's going to happen a little bit faster. So karmic is going to also remind him of his mistakes. She'll also add some humor in his life, in the sense that she's not gonna make him laugh, but he'll overall realize how pointless everything is, how pointless everything was. And also that while he was with the feminine, he was very happy. He'll realize that during the fights and arguments, the feminine must have told him that, what, we are so lucky, we have each other, we found each other. Because we all know that feminines, usually when you're in polarized feminine state, even as a polarized masculine, I think love is something that we all figure out. But as we all know that it's the feminine energy that awakens first and masculine follows it. So when the feminine energy awakens first, the Kundalini awakening has happened, she is definitely going to tell him that, look, you know what, we are very happy. Even if you think that we are fighting and arguing, it's actually part of this relationship. And you won't fight with me and I won't fight with you if we don't care about each other. So don't make a big issue out of this fight. And he would make a big issue, like, why do we fight? Why do we fight? Fights, you're this, you're that. Because he is in those negative energies that, it's not working out. He doesn't have that much experience of love. And let me tell you, that also happens because of parental programming. Because maybe either he comes from a family which was very much argumentative, so he gets very easily triggered by arguments. He's seen his parents fight so much, and he's seen his parents have a very unhappy life together, but they still somehow were together, or they were just somehow managing. So he thinks that if I enter this relationship with this woman, or maybe it's his mother who's literally manipulated him and brainwashed him to say that, what, your father used to do this, your father used to do that. Maybe the father was a much better person and she wasn't. She had more of those negative, manipulative, narcissistic energies. Even mother-in-laws and potential mother-in-laws are karmic sometimes, or they are, creating a lot of karmic energies. So she might have said, this woman is just like your father, and it's just the way your father, made me unhappy and we had so many problems. Even she is going to do that. At that point in time, he doesn't realize that, maybe my father was not even wrong. Maybe it was the mother who was always wrong, but he has this habit of siding up with her when it is convenient. So he maybe got brainwashed, or he maybe was overthinking about it. Anyway, what I'm being shown over here is the 8 of Cups, and the masculine literally is walking away from this relationship with the karmic. He is not with her anymore. Like physically he is not completely walked away, but he is walking away. Okay, he is walking away, and I can see the sun and moon both in this card. This is an interesting card from the Sunamoon energies perspective. So anyone can awaken the Sunamoon energies. Basically, sun and moon, when it comes into the balance, it creates life on earth. So that is what this energy is all about. So but here there is a sadness, there is a pain, so they have not fully merged. Even the sun and moon energies have not merged fully. He's just taking away, and he's more balanced and grounded because he's wearing like bold red clothes. So he's just like he's probably found a foundation. He's created a foundation already. He's financially more secure than he used to be. While he was with feminine, he was definitely not financially secure. But while living with karmic, because of the constant poking, sometimes constantly you are You are so humiliated, you feel so bad, you're constantly listening to all negative things and complaints, that it awakens the sleeping lion within you, you know. Once that lion awakens, then you can do anything. So he's in those energies where he's awakening and he's walking away from this relationship or whatever it was, like he's made a big mistake, he feels. Mistakes are like being shown to me again and again. So it could be like that he is thinking that marrying the karmic was a very big mistake. Like, I should not have done that. You know, why did I do it in the first place? Then we have another card where he is putting up a big fight because again he's found a footing. He's gained a footing. After he walks away from this situation, he gains a footing, and this is literally the 4th time or the 3rd time I'm getting this card. In different channelings, this card has appeared. So basically he is putting up a big fight, and there are many people opposing him, or you know, as he plans to move on from that relationship, or as he plans to just not deal with all the negativity. All these people must be like, don't do this, don't do this. Some of them maybe have a fear that he's going to go back to the feminine. He hasn't spoken about it to anyone, and he hasn't discussed it with anyone. Even the message that came to me, there was no mention of the feminine as such. It was more about that karmic is reminding him of his mistakes, all the mistakes. Now, one of his mistake is obviously to choose the karmic in opposition to the feminine, which is going to also happen eventually if all of this is happening. So he is putting up a big fight in his decision of not entertaining the karmic drama anymore. You can literally look at Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial. So he also said the same thing, that I could not deal with it anymore. I was so done with her getting punched, getting kicked, getting physically assaulted, treated badly. Sometimes she calls me old, sometimes she calls me fat. She's using all my money. She's living in my houses. Her family members, her sister, everybody's having a good time. You know, she's getting work, she's making money. She's the one who's enjoying all the privileges, and yet she mocks me. She mocked him so much, guys. Like, we can hear all the phone conversations. It's crazy. Like, if you would have looked at that woman while she was complaining to the world that I'm an abused woman, that Johnny Depp physically assaulted me, it could have been really difficult to believe, you know, that she was not like the victim. She did act so well as a victim, although in my reality, in my world, I could always see that he is a victim. I never believed that Amber Heard was the victim. I always knew that he's clean, but at that time she acted so well. Even my old videos, I have supported him, you know, very old videos, 2 years, 3 years old videos. Anyway, so he's putting up a big fight just like Johnny Depp is, and maybe Johnny Depp is also picking up all the energies that are around him, because right now there are energies where karmics and toxic feminines are going to be shown their place on this planet. I'm telling you this is going to happen in the next 10-20 years. You'll see this even more. Okay, so let's see what's next. Okay, that's nice. So now he is after he's given up a big fight, and this is a positive card. This is 2 of Cups. It's a very positive card even in romance and otherwise also. After he gives up a big fight, actually we needed a positive card after this. So I'm going to see it as a progression, that he is going to move into positive energies, and he will definitely think about his feminine, and he will also realize that she is the one for him, and maybe you know, in his mind or in his emotional body, energy body, he's going to ask her out, propose her, and then, you know, other work will happen. Then he is going to enter into feminine energies. So he was polarized masculine, now he's going to be more of nurturing, and he would be in some of those elements, you know, where you will see a very sensitive side of him. People will see a sensitive side of him. And interestingly, he is going to get financially stable, more stable. He's become more practical. He will become more practical after this. This is a person like the energy is of a person who has wealth and prosperity. So he will no longer need the karmic energies in his life. So when I say karmic energies, it's not just the relationship. It's also all the other people who had manipulated him or confused him, you know, sent him in those energies. And when he is in these energies, this is the time when the feminine will also sort of accept him, you know, like start accepting him. Not because now he can make money, but now because he is a better decision maker. He's more practical. He's not that dramatic how he used to be. And he is going to be a person who will also offer some support to the feminine. As in, don't depend on this, guys and girls. I keep saying this. When you do inner work, all these messages and all these channelings are literally dedicated for people who are doing inner work. And especially for those people who cannot afford therapy and they cannot get a personal reading. So I am not doing this work, especially every day, taking time out, for all the people. Not just because I am only enjoying this. It's also because I feel that when I was struggling at one time, then there were many people who were making good content and they really helped me out. So I feel like, doing this, giving it back to the Twinflame community and giving it back in a way that it's more authentic and genuine. Because with time, there are, all types of people crop up. So let's not focus on that right now. That's not even we don't want to put our energy into that. So this card is a very positive card that I've picked up now. And he will also want to support the feminine. The feminine will accept him, but not in the same way. Let me tell you that, how it used to be. Because the feminine has moved on a lot and she is in very different energies, my friends. She's in a very different energy and in a different world altogether. She is not the same person he walked away from. And he knows that now. He knows that. To be with her, be around her, I have to match up to her. And now he's going to also respect her much more, after this. He's going to be like, this is the woman I did not recognize. It's my fault. Just how Shiva recognized Parvati after she did inner work. And at that point in time, she had detached herself from Shiva. She was no longer the same person who was obsessed with him, who was asking him out. Because goddesses never ask anyone out. Goddesses, even if you're not practicing the whole, like celibacy or asexuality or being by yourself, being a hermit, and you are in the twin flame journey, but you want to date other people, it's absolutely fine. Even then, you should use your goddess energy, and I will dedicate a special video on this subject for sure, how to use your goddess energy, in dating, in relationships, in making your life a better life, and, even financially, many things you can attain by using goddess energy. So she learns to do that. So she doesn't have to seduce him and, do this and that and please him. She can literally tell him that, listen, you tried out everything. You are obviously coming back to me because even you did not get any success in whatever you were doing. You were effed over by the karmic and you recognize that your family was involved. You recognize that they never cared for you. And now you are back to me. So I know my power. Okay. So she is going to give him that message, but this time she's going to give it to him in a very nice way, like not the same way as she used to do when she was wounded. When she was wounded, she would just blast him and she would just say 100 things and, cry and then feel bad and then not understand what's happening. Now she understands better. Okay, so if she understands better, then she's not going to react the same way. She'll tell him, okay, you know what, let's just do our mission work. This is more important. And when you figure out so many things about your life and about planet Earth and so many things open up to you, the world of metaphysics, then obviously these small little things won't matter. You'll be happy. Feminine is going to be happy to see his progress. That's for sure. And she will realize that, after all, truth always wins. But now the next thing that he's going to go through, is that he will question what's the point. He will question the inner work according to him. Like even he, by now, if he reaches this point, he also knows that he was also doing inner work and he also needs to, be more dedicated to whatever he's doing. So he's going to look at everything, his whole life. And then he's going to look at the experience with the karmic, especially all the mistakes, all the lessons, going back to the feminine, like trying to do harmonization. Harmonization takes time as well sometimes in some cases. What is this all leading to? So he's going to have once again those existential crisis related questions. Okay. And maybe the karmic's negativity may not leave him that soon. He might become financially independent. And, even when you're walking away, while doing inner work, when you're walking away from toxicity, when you're withdrawing and you see that, your people were so selfish, they will not actually bother about him, or every time they'll bother about him, it will be again very toxic. So he will think that what the hell was happening and he will feel bad about it. Like everyone does it. Whenever you are clearing your narcissistic paternal and maternal energy related problems, wounds. It is not easy. I tell all my students this in therapy, that be prepared. A lot of things are going to come out on the surface and you will feel horrible maybe on some days. You'll feel like crying. Be ready for that. Because no inner work can be completed without ascension symptoms. Okay? So then he is going to question God. He's going to question everyone. Like, why me? Why this? Why that? But of course, he's not that immature. Spiritually, he's more mature. And he is going to then hold on to this relationship, even this feeling. So this is all progression. I felt like checking the progression. So he is going to really hold on to this relationship, and he will also probably hold on to the mission work, his role on planet Earth, his volunteering, how important feminine has been in his life. He'll be very thankful to everyone, in fact. So this is where I'm going to close this channeling session, which is amazing actually. Thank you so much for being here with me, and keep doing inner work, my friends. Ascension is a lifestyle. For your personal situations, you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com after you go through the description box and you have decided, you're sure of what you want to do. One love and peace out, and I'll see you soon in another one.